In a town painted in 50 shades of gray, there lived a boy named Leo. For Leo, the world was a predictable place, a straight line from sunrise to sunset. He saw buildings as just bricks and mortar, trees as just wood and leaves, and people as just, well, people. Magic? That was just a word in dusty old books. A silly idea for kids who hadn't yet learned how the world really worked. In Leo's world, there were no sparkling fairies, no mischievous gnomes, and certainly no hidden wonders. Life was simple, logical, and completely, utterly devoid of enchantment. Or so he thought. One particularly gray afternoon, as Leo was kicking a loose stone down a familiar path, something caught his eye. It wasn't loud or flashy. It was a faint, shimmering light, like a tiny star had fallen and was pulsing gently behind a cluster of overgrown bushes at the edge of the park. Curiosity, an emotion Leo usually kept locked away, nudged him forward. He'd walked this path 1,000 times, but he'd never seen anything like this. Cautiously, he pushed aside the thick leaves. The light pulsed again, stronger this time, beckoning him. It wasn't a reflection or a trick of the eye. It was real. Taking a deep breath, Leo squeezed through the hedge. The world on the other side wasn't gray at all. It was a breathtaking explosion of color. The air hummed with a gentle energy, and the light he had followed was now revealed to be a whole swarm of tiny, sparkling beings, dancing in the air like fireflies made of diamonds. They were fairies, their wings beating so fast they were just a blur of rainbow light. They giggled, their laughter like the chiming of tiny silver bells. Beneath the giant mushroom was a cap the color of a sunset. A group of gnomes with long white beards and pointed red hats were playing a game with polished river stones, their faces wrinkled with joy. Leo stood frozen, his logical world shattering into a million pieces. A gnome with kind, twinkling eyes noticed him. He wasn't scary at all. He simply smiled and waved a chubby hand. "Welcome, little one." His voice was warm, like honey and sunshine. "We've been waiting for you." Waiting for him? Leo couldn't understand. He was just a boy from the gray town. A fairy zipped over and hovered in front of his nose, her tiny face filled with curiosity. She didn't speak in words, but he felt a question in his mind. A feeling of "why are you so sad?" Leo couldn't answer. He didn't even know he was sad. He just was. He spent what felt like hours, or maybe minutes, in this hidden world. He watched the gnomes carve intricate patterns into wood with astonishing speed and precision. He saw the fairies tend to the flowers, their touch making the petals unfurl and glow with an inner light. They weren't just magical, they were part of the magic. They worked in harmony with nature, their joy and laughter fueling the very vibrancy of the world around them. A gnome offered him a berry. It looked like a normal raspberry, but when Leo popped it into his mouth, an incredible warmth spread through him. It tasted of sunshine, summer rain, and the feeling of a perfect, cloudless day. As the warmth filled his chest, he felt a strange sensation, a gentle flicker right in the center of his heart. He looked down, and to his astonishment, he could see a soft, golden light beginning to glow from beneath his shirt. It was small, just a spark, but it was there. The kind old gnome chuckled. "Ah, there it is," he said softly. "You see, the magic was never just out here. It's been inside you all along. Leo looked from the glowing spark in his chest to the dancing fairies and the smiling gnomes. He was one of them. The realization hit him not like a lightning bolt, but like the gentle dawn. The grayness he saw in the world wasn't the world itself, but a reflection of the grayness he felt inside. He hadn't believed in magic, so he couldn't see it. He hadn't felt it, so it remained dormant within him. As the sun began to set in the real world, casting long shadows, Leo knew it was time to go. He said his goodbyes, though it felt more like a see you later. The kind gnome patted his shoulder. "Don't forget," he said, "the door is always open, but you'll find you won't need it as often as you think." Leo pushed back through the hedge, and the vibrant world vanished. He was back in the familiar park, on the familiar path. But everything was different. The gray was gone. The sky was a canvas of deep purples and fiery oranges. The leaves on the trees weren't just green. They were emerald, jade, and lime, each one a perfect, unique creation. The sound of the city was no longer a dull drone, but a symphony of distant cars, chirping birds, and the laughter of children playing nearby. He looked at his own hands and saw not just skin and bone, but the potential to create, to help, to connect. Leo walked home, the golden spark in his chest now a steady, warm glow. He understood now. Magic wasn't about spells or wands. It was in the kindness of a stranger, the beauty of a sunset, the intricate design of a spider's web, and the joy of a shared laugh. It was in the courage to try something new and the resilience to get back up after a fall. Leo had gone looking for magic in a hidden world, only to find that the greatest, most powerful magic of all had been living inside his own heart the entire time. And from that day on, he never saw the world in shades of gray again. He saw it for what it truly was, absolutely, undeniably magical. Thanks for watching.